Welcome to Niger Anchor News, where we don't just report the headlines, we break them down, connect the dots, and expose the undercurrents beneath Nigeria's political theatre. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, representing Kogi Central, has found herself at the center of what is fast becoming one of Nigeria's most significant political and legal controversies in recent history. At the heart of this storm are allegations of sexual harassment, legislative suppression, targeted legal action, and a clear misuse of state power, all pointing to a disturbing culture of intimidation at the highest levels of Nigerian politics. The chain of events began when Senator Natasha, one of only 4 women in Nigeria's overwhelmingly male Senate, granted an interview where she publicly accused the Senate President Godswill Akpabio of sexual harassment. The kind of conduct that in any democratic setting should trigger immediate investigation and institutional accountability. Instead, the Senate Ethics and Privileges Committee dismissed her formal petition on procedural grounds. Rather than hear the substance of her claims, they focused on the format of her complaint. And in what many see as a retaliatory move, Natasha was slammed with a 6-month suspension from Senate activities. Her salary was withdrawn, her access to legislative offices revoked, and her financial security removed. What followed was a brazen attempt to completely strip her of her mandate. A recall process was initiated, a rare and politically volatile move. But that effort quickly collapsed when her constituents in Kogi Central pushed back, stating they were misled. Some claimed they were lured with promises of empowerment programs, only to realize too late they were being used in a political chess game. In response, Natasha scheduled a public homecoming. Within 24 hours of the event's publicity, the Kogi State Police issued an order banning public gatherings. Roads were barricaded. It was clear she was being isolated, but she attempted to outmaneuver the blockade by arriving via helicopter, a move that was again disrupted. The situation escalated further when defamation lawsuits were filed against her by the Senate President's wife, demanding an astronomical 350 billion naira in damages. Meanwhile, the federal government, acting on petitions from the Senate President and former Kogi Governor Yahaya Bello, filed 2 separate criminal charges against her, one under the Criminal Code for defamation and another under the Cybercrimes Act. Let that sink in: criminal defamation, not civil. Senator Natasha faced 6 charges that could lead to prison time and fines, all for statements she made in the course of defending herself publicly. The prosecution argued that she should be denied bail and remanded in prison, a move so extreme that legal analysts have questioned whether this is about justice or a calculated effort to intimidate a political outlier. Thankfully, the court saw reason. In both cases, the High Court's defamation trial and the federal cybercrime case, Natasha was granted bail. But the state's persistence in opposing her freedom raised more questions than answers, especially considering that one of her accusers, former Governor Yahaya Bello, is currently facing 19 counts of money laundering and criminal breach of trust involving over 10 billion naira, and yet remains free on bail, even celebrated by the federal government. While the legal battles raged, Senator Natasha's family home in Kogi was attacked twice. Armed men invaded and vandalized the property in April and again in July. The timing of this incident has led many to believe they are more than mere coincidence. In a bid to push back, Senator Natasha filed a suit challenging her suspension. The court responded with a gag order instructing all parties to refrain from public commentary. But Senator Natasha posted an open letter on Facebook that read more like a scathing satire than an apology, a powerful critique wrapped in sarcasm, condemning the system that punishes women who refuse to submit. That post violated the court's gag order, and in response, Justice Binta Nyako found her in civil contempt. The court imposed a 5 million naira fine and ordered her to issue a formal apology in national newspapers. What this unfolding saga reveals is deeper than just the ordeal of one senator. It's about the state of democracy, gender politics, and the weaponization of power in Nigeria. It raises hard questions. Why are victims of alleged misconduct being criminalized? Why are state institutions being used to settle personal scores? And why is it that in 2025, those speaking truth to power still come with such high risks? Whether or not Senator Natasha succeeds in clearing her name, one thing is clear. This case is not just about her. It is a mirror held up to Nigeria's political elites, its justice system, and the citizens who must now decide whether silence is still safer than resistance. This is Niger Anchor News, where you get bold analysis, fearless storytelling on politics. Do stay with us and don't forget to share your thoughts with us in the comment section.